I'm pretty happy with the results of the remeshing of my bear, but I've run into a problem that I need to find a solution for, and specifically, it's the tail. If you look carefully here, the tail, on the surface it's looking pretty good, but if you think about it, a tail is going to be hanging from the backside of the bear, and it's going to serve as kind of a flap, right? Well, I need to have an undercut area beneath the tail so that it gets the illusion that I'm after. And this is, right now, yeah, it's all one piece. There's no undercut on the back side or the bottom side of the tail. If you look, I'm going to go back in time a couple steps. Here it is before I remeshed, okay? And you can see that undercut. Let me look at it from the side. Oops, excuse me. I orbited on accident. There we go. Yeah, from the side, you can see that undercut. This is the area in here that I want to make sure ends up in the final remesh, okay? Now, that's not what we're getting, unfortunately. When we remesh our shape, it's turning into a big-time problem. It kind of glues all of that area together, which is not what I want. You're going to find that this happens quite frequently, and we need to massage the placement of our basic sculptural pieces to ensure that when we remesh, we have a structure that we can continue to work on. I do this all the time with the openings of our mouths. If they're too close to this base mesh, it's all going to be glued together. So what I do, let's just jump over into object mode. The simple solution for this, and let's go into edit mode so we can select that entire shape. Hit the L key to grab all the linked components. Now, one thing that Blender is notorious for is making sure that the location of your cursor, it determines that it establishes how the tool is going to work based on the location of your cursor. Excuse me. So when I double-clicked here and hit L, I'm hitting L, nothing's happening, right? But the moment I put my cursor over the area that I want to control and hit L, it works. So keep in mind, the location of your cursor inside of your three-dimensional scene is going to have a direct influence on how certain tools are going to work. Okay? All right, so now with that selected, let's just grab it. I'm gonna really accentuate the angle of my tail with the idea that when I remesh, I'll have a nice little opening in here, and then using my sculpting tools, I can then deform it back to where I want it to go. Happy with that. Let's go back into object mode. Let's run the remesh one more time. Sculpting. Oh, I need to be in my sculpt mode, excuse me, to get all my remesh tools. Yeah, there it is. That's what I'm after. If you look at the side profile, once again, this is exactly what I'm after. I got that nice little gap here. And now I can just go in. Now, clearly that's not what I want. I've lost some of the shape, but now I can go in with my sculpting tools. And once I smooth this out, I can even grab the move tool and start bending those shapes down to where I want them to go. So we don't necessarily have to use the final location of our simple shapes to determine how all these shapes are going to move together. At times, the tails, mouths, ears, it's best to kind of accentuate to create the structure with the remesh, and then go back in afterwards and create the final shape itself. Okay. Of course, I don't have my symmetry tools on, which is making this a little bit more difficult. What you can see pretty quickly here is that now I'm getting that overhang, and I'm able to get the sculptural detail that I'm after. So don't really look at the output of your remesh before you go any further. Make small changes to the simple shape, and then go in and remesh your shape. That way, you're able to produce the level of detail and the realism that you set out to produce in your sculpture.